So, if you are sitting there wondering how to get a massive EIN only business credit card from Citibank with bad or fair credit, guess what? I got some great news for you because in today's conversation, I'm going to clarify everything for you from A to Z, all the steps you need to take to get the massive EIN only business credit card from Citi. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you got to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you clearly about the steps you need to take to get a massive EIN only business credit card from Citibank. All right. Even if you have bad or fair credit, don't worry. Don't listen to anybody who told you that you cannot get an EIN only business credit card with bad or fair credit from a major bank like Citi or Chase or Wells Fargo. Don't listen to them because in today's conversation, I'm going to elucidate everything for you. The first thing you need to do is to get organized. When we talk about EIN only, we need to attack that bad credit animal, if you will, very strongly. So you want to organize. You want to get your act together, get your EIN. This is very easy. Go to the IRS website. You get it. It takes 5-10 minutes. That's it. Then you need to write your business plan. Okay. The business plan has to have everything about your business, where your business was, where it is, where you intend the business to go. Right. So you want to do a trifecta analysis: the past, the present, and the future. Don't forget sales projection. Sales projections are very important in a business plan. You also want to pay attention to licenses and permits. You want to there's a form called certification of beneficial owners. You want to take care of articles of incorporation. If you are a C Corp or an S Corp, you got to have articles of incorporation. If you're an LLC, you got to have articles of organization. You need to set up your accounting, and you can actually hire someone to take care of your accounting, or you can just do it yourself. There are a lot of tools out there, including QuickBooks Online, and this is very easy, depending on the complexity and the size of your business. And you also want to take care of your financial statements. One thing I really want to say clearly here is that you can never get a massive EIN only business credit card from Citi with fair or bad credit, or from any other large bank for that matter, if you are a sole proprietorship. So you want to forget the idea of remaining a sole proprietorship right now. You need to incorporate. If you are a one-person business, you can still have a single member LLC. It's very easy. And you need to file the paperwork at the state level. Okay. So this is the constellation of things you need to do to get organized. And this will help you a lot. And I will explain to you why that won't, but it is very important to get that right. So once you have taken care of your house, your business house, your internal affairs, you need to start thinking about banking with Citi. You want to establish a relationship with Citi. And we have said this on many shows before, but it is very important if you want to borrow from Citi, because a credit card is a form of lending, right? If you want to borrow from Citi, you need to actually share some kind of revenue with Citi. In other words, you want to give money to Citi also. You want them to eat your pizza, right? So they can eat yours. So you want them to eat yours so you can eat theirs rather, right? So if you want to get a loan or a credit card from them, EIN only, you want to start establishing a relationship. And there are several ways to do this. You can actually try to get a product, one or two products of theirs. So in this case, this will be a checking account. Citi has a plethora of business checking accounts. You can have the Citi Business Streamlined checking account. You can have the Citi Business Flexible checking account. You can have a Citi Business Analyzed checking account. You have the Citi Business Interest checking accounts. There are other business checking accounts the Citi has, depending on the market, depending on the states where you are. So this is why you need to contact Citi before deciding which works for you. What about savings accounts? So Checking accounts are cool, but if you have some cash to park somewhere, instead of parking your cash at Wells Fargo or parking your cash at Chase, if your goal is to get a massive EIN only business credit card from Citibank with bad or fair credit, you might want to transfer some of that cash onto Citi's coffers. You want to have a savings account with Citi. That's just what I mean. And Citi also has they have a different products actually when it comes to savings accounts. So they have the Citi Business Insured Money Market Accounts, the IMMA, and they have a Citi Business Savings Account, and they have the Citi Business Certificates of Deposit. Now, when it comes to checking or savings account, do not expect anything major in terms of interest. Right now, you're just giving them your money to manage for you. That's it. They're probably giving you a 0.000001%, but don't worry about it. Your goal is just to have the cash there so that you can leverage their relationship. You can parlay their relationship into something more beneficial for your business in terms of getting a massive EIN only. By massive, I'm talking 50 grand, 75 grand, 100 grand. Don't worry about the fact that Citi will never give you a discount or limit if you have bad or fair credit. I'm here to teach you how to get the limit you deserve. Okay. So you have the checking, you have the savings account. You also have so in terms of CDs, there are several CDs depending on the maturity of the CDs. So you're going to have to contact them. So the third thing I want you to do, so after getting organized and choosing to have a checking account or savings account with Citi, you need to start thinking about Citi Services. The thing here is that when you look at a bank, a big bank like Citi, they are a financial behemoth. They have tentacles everywhere. They have products, they have services, they have departments, the whole 9 yards. So when you look at products, you just need to pick one or two. Next thing you want to do is you want to explore their services. Let me ask you a question. This is a big decision time right now. Big decision time. Do you think right now, based on the company that you have, your company, are there any services that you currently have with other vendors that you could outsource to Citi? Are there anything that you have right now that you think a bank as large as Citi could handle? If yes, my suggestion is that you need to start thinking about making that move. It's all about making the right moves at the right time. Okay. And so if your goal is to get the massive EIN only credit card from business credit card from Citi, you need to bring some business to them too. So the Citi has a lot of services they offer. They have cash management. They have trade service solutions. They have digital banking. Okay. Those already are kind of cool because if you think about it, every small business needs to have cash management services, because cash management means that you are able to manage your receivables and get the money quickly from your customers. You can control your payments and you can keep everything secure. This is what cash management means. And Citi is not the only one offering that kind of services. All big banks and small banks, for that matter, offer that kind of service. Okay, but the whole idea here is if you want Citi to look at your case, your application more favorably, your goal is to sort of transfer all of your services, or at least some, to Citi. Citi also offers digital banking. They also have Citi Merchant Services. Okay, this is kind of cool too because this is Citi Merchant Services gives you the ability to accept major credit and debit cards along with other business management solutions. Okay. They also have industry programs that you might want to check out also. So they have they have services for healthcare professionals, legal professionals, accounting professionals, and property managers. They also have what they call preferred programs. So these are designed to meet your business needs. So you have personal benefits from business program customers. You have tons of benefits. So you want to check the Citi preferred programs. Fantastic. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome City Kiwi. So we are still having a conversation about how to get a business credit card, an EIN only, massive business credit card from Citi with bad or fair credit, right? So the thing here is that if your credit score is skinny, you better have a fat checking account or a savings account for that matter. Either you have a skinny checking account and a fat credit score, or vice versa. If you're lucky, those two elements are fat. In other words, you have a fat checking account and you have a fat credit score. But the thing here is that if not, right now we need to be strategic. So we need to get organized, bank with Citi, explore Citi Services. And the fourth step you need to do is you need to understand Citi Business Platinum. This is a card that you can actually get if you have a poor credit or fair credit. Citi has other cards, but this one is great, and we chose it for that reason. So the thing here, let's just go a little deeper here and understand what this card stands for. Okay, what this card is about. So the name of the card is kind of mouthful though. It's really a mouthful. So it's a Citi Business Advantage Platinum Select MasterCard. Okay, so this card has this card is good if you like to fly and you love American Airlines, because this is a partner branded card. Okay, and it's kind of cool because it's a lot easier to get than other Citi cards. And the annual fee, there's an annual fee, not $99. The fees waived for the first year, and there are no foreign transaction fees. The purchase rate, the APR, that is 15.99% to 24.99%, and the credit limits, check this out, up to $500,000, $500,000, and the recommended credit score is a 690 to 850. So basically, Citi internally has told its underwriters to consider folks with a credit score ranging from 690 to 850. However, they have what they call risk spectrums. I mean risk spectra rather. They have a risk spectra, and depending on your application and your checking account, your savings account, the kind of service that you have with Citi, they call it the relationship that you have with Citi. They might go as low as a 585 when it comes to considering your FICO. This is why it's very important to do the legwork that I just spoke to you about. Okay, so the Citi credit department can go as a 585 when reviewing a business's application, as long as everything else checks out. Okay, so you can see on the screen the card itself. It's a nice baby. We love that card. And it has rewards, it has programs. So you have Advantage miles in select business categories. So this is 2x Advantage miles in select business categories. Everything from telecommunication merchants, cable and satellite providers, car rental merchants, and at gas stations. Okay, and then you can earn 2 Advantage miles for every dollar spent on eligible American Airlines purchases. The cool thing here is that if you are an American Airlines fan, this will be a good card. And the card has a flat perks, business perks, and great convenience in terms of digital wallets and contactless pay. The next thing you need to do here is to talk to a banker. Folks, I want you to talk to a banker. I want you to discuss everything you have about your business, your liquidity needs, the kind of services that you need, the operational challenges that you have. You want to set up a conference call, or you want to go to a branch or the nearest branch and sit with the banker so that he or she can look into your situation and analyze and see what is very helpful. And there are 5 questions. There are a couple of questions you need to ask yourself, your team, or other experts to determine your business's financial needs. But before we get into that, let me ask you a question. This is another big decision time. Big decision time, folks. Is your business doing well? Because the thing here is that if you have bad credit or fair credit, and you're trying to get a card from Citibank, an EIN only business credit card, you got to have some kind of positivity going on in your business life. This is what I meant earlier when I said, if your credit score is skinny, you want to have a fat checking account. So is your business doing well? Are some seasons more profitable than others? In other words, do you have seasonality in your business? Okay, because you got to be ready for those questions before you speak to the banker. The banker is going to ask you directly or indirectly these questions. Okay, do I need to build your credit? Do you need to build your credit? Rather, not I. Do you need to build your credit, especially at the business level? Because at the end of the day, if the whole purpose is to get an EIN only, you need to really push hard on both fronts, on the personal and also business front. But if you need to push harder on the business front, because you know what, if your business is profitable and your business has solid credit, nobody will care about your personal credit when applying for a business credit card. They'll just look at your EIN. In this case, this will be your EIN. You'll have a strong EIN not the kind of sclerotic, kind of lethargic EIN people have, and they just like, oh yeah, I want to apply for an EIN only business credit card, and they realize they get a hard pull at the personal level. Well, of course, you're going to get a hard pull at the personal level if your EIN is lethargic, if your EIN is paralyzed. In other words, if you have a weak business credit score, then of course the lender is going to. So my point here is that you need to talk to a banker, and the banker will help you determine what kind of card, what kind of business credit card that you need from Citi, EIN only, of course. The banker will help you structure your application, will help you look at things like financials, business planning, sales projections, all that kind of good stuff. The next thing I want you to do is to actually pay attention to other loans and lending products that Citi has. So we explored Citi checking account and savings account and money market accounts, right? Those are the assets account. And then we explored Citi Services. Now we are going to explore Citi lending activities. So as you can imagine, Citi is a financial colossus, not only on Wall Street, but also on Main Street. And they are in everything. So they have a large variety of business lending programs, and it's very important to understand those products so that when you are applying for the credit card, if God forbid something happens, you get denied, you get rejected, your application gets rejected, you have a second chance. You're able to apply for other loans or lending products. Let's explore quickly here. So Citi has a business installment loans, and those loans will run from $5,000 to $5 million, and you get financing for buying equipment, expanding operations, and other specific long-term needs. They also have business lines of credit. So those are funds you can draw from as needed to manage your short-term, recurring, or unexpected cash flow needs. Okay, and Citi is not the only one. Other banks also have it, but they call it the healthcare practice finance. So here you get loans from $250,000 to $5 million, and with these loans you can acquire, refinance, or expand a medical, dental, or vet practice. And again, this is a very lucrative sector for banks, because they know that anything related to healthcare just brings big money. There's big moolah to be made when it comes to healthcare practice. And the fourth element, the fourth loan you want to pay attention to is commercial mortgages, okay? So if your business is willing to expand the business space, or trying to buy new office space, or trying to build anything related to the business, you can get a loan from Citibank from $250,000 to all the way to $5 million. So my point here is what? My point is that you need to know all those loans so that, again, if something happens, you don't qualify for the credit card that you're looking for, the EIN only business credit card that you are looking for. You can still fall back on your feet and get something else. At the end of the day, it's all about getting financing right, one way or another. So step number 7, this is the last step here. What you want to do, and so you've gone through everything, you've analyzed your endogenous elements and your exogenous elements, right? Your internal and as well as external elements. You have considered all the Citi services. You have considered the kind of services that you might need, right? You have considered the asset accounts, the savings account, the checking accounts, the money market accounts that I spoke about. You have considered all the loan products that they have. Now is the time to put everything together and meet one last time with the Citi banker that you started talking to. That way, you want to have his or her expertise to look at the whole thing, make sure that the paperwork is ready before you apply. And please do not apply online, because as I've said time and again, if you apply online for an EIN only business credit card or business loan, you are being taken care of by an algorithm, because things happen algorithmically online. Okay, Citi has paid a bunch of engineers just to set up everything so that your file will be analyzed algorithmically. And even worse, you're going to have to input your social, because people are always flabbergasted when they're asked for their social security number on a business credit card application. Of course, you're going to have that. You're going to have a section for your social security number, because this is for regulatory purposes. The bank has to comply with the United States AML laws, anti-money laundering laws, right? So the whole idea to prevent this is to go to a branch and fill out the application there and speak to a Citi banker, okay? So you want to get your act together. All the paperwork that I spoke about at the beginning of this show, licenses, business licenses, commercial leases, articles of incorporation, articles of organization, payroll records, business insurance plans, business plans, anything that is important that can help substantiate the legitimacy of your business. I would say go ahead and do it. Go ahead and put you won't just want to put it together, okay? You want to double check your business plan. This is very important, but most important, your financial statements. I mean, this is like so quintessential. People tend to minimize the importance, the paramount nature of financial statements. You got to have something like that. You need to have, and please don't just give me the 3 financial statements. I want you to add the 4th. Okay, so don't just give me a balance sheet, an income statement, and a cash flow statement. I want you to add also the statement of owner's equity. This is important. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you quickly about how to get a massive EIN only business credit card from Citi with bad or fair credit. Number 1, you want to get organized. Number 2, you want to bank with Citi. Number 3, you want to explore services. Number 4, you want to understand Citi Business Platinum card. Number 5, you want to talk to a banker. Number 6, you want to explore Citi lending. And number 7, you want to finalize and apply. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.